Gabrielle, are you there?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, how are
Hi.
you?
I'm good. A little confused, but good.
Okay.
Okay.
What's on your mind?
um. Okay. You know what? I can tell you exactly what was on my mind the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'll just use my own words instead of using my passwords. I basically am wondering like how atheism is the honest way of looking at things when you don't necessarily look. Well, you can't look at every single religion, and I understand that like that other religions have the burden of proof.
Mm-hmm.
But and that they should be the ones coming to me if they want me to believe in them so badly. But I'm just I'm kind of at a loss for like what I should be believing right now. I guess
Well, what do you believe?
I honestly don't know. I mean, if I had to give an answer to that, which I kind of do because I'm on the air, I would say agnostic atheist.
Okay.
Like I'm open to the idea of a god, and I am still slightly open to Catholicism, even though I don't know why. When
Do
I've
you
noticed.
do you have a Catholic family by any chance?
No, I converted myself my freshman year of high school, and throughout all of high school, I wanted to be a Catholic nun.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like you've changed your mind on that one.
Yes, I actually, my best friend D convinced me. He showed me a bunch of your show, like a lot of your videos on YouTube, and I realized, whoa, this isn't what I thought it was.
Can I ask what members of your family generally lean towards? Just wondering.
Well, I live with my grandparents and my mother,
Mm-hmm.
and my grandpa is a Pentecostal, but he never
Oh,
attends church. My
Wow.
grandma is a Baptist, but she never attends church, but she really liked it when I was Catholic, and she wanted to become Catholic with
interesting.
me.
Wow. Oh, wait, a Baptist wanted to become Catholic with you?
Yes, because she saw
Wow.
the change it made in me, like for the better, because I was more respectful towards my parents and stuff. But I was doing it for the wrong reasons, I think, because I was
Hmm.
only like more respectful towards my grandparents and such, and my mother, because I thought that God was watching, and now I feel like I'm more respectful for the right reasons.
Okay. So I guess what's your dilemma then?
I I want to be deconvinced. Like my dilemma is that I don't know. I keep flip flopping.
Mm-hmm.
I keep flip flopping between like atheism and Catholicism, and maybe a little bit of paganism here. Let's try Buddhism, and I know that atheism is the default position, and and it's more freeing in a sense. But I'm not sure if I can disbelieve
Right.
at the same time. Is
Well,
that
Gabrielle, I think there's nothing wrong with exploring a lot of the belief systems that people have. And, a lot of people from a lot of different cultures have come up with insights about what is a good way to live your life. And I would not discount the things that thinkers from various cultures have come up with. But at the same time, I think that you don't have to take my word for this, but if you do study the various religions of the world, what you will find is that religions which make extreme claims about the nature of reality, like there is one God, or we should worship our ancestors because they intervene in our lives, or even older religions that said that gods are a bunch of people who live in a specific mountain somewhere and they occasionally come stomping around and interfering in the lives of mortals. What you'll find a lot of them have in common is that when they hit a wall where they can't back up their claims, they tend to fall back on faith as a reason why you should believe in things. Mm-hmm. And they tend to say something like, well, it's a good thing to just believe the things that you've heard here in this book because, God or the gods really like it when you,
Yes.
when you commit to believing in stuff without proof. And in your everyday life, if some individual said that to you about, say, a car you were trying to buy, that ought to be a red flag that comes up right away. Because if somebody tells you, well, I can't back up what I'm saying, I can't prove to you that this car was only driven on Sundays by a little old lady, and, I can't explain why it has 150,000 miles on it, but trust me that, my intentions are good and the things that I'm telling you are true, and it's not nice to be skeptical of the things that people are telling you. I think if your car salesman was telling you something like that, you'd be extra cautious of them. And I think the same thing ought to be true about the things that people say about gods. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes perfect sense. I have another question real quick, though, because that brought a point in my mind. A lot of people will, religious friends of mine and such, they'll say, well, you have to believe in God because who else could give you those feelings that you experience at church? And I know that's not, the best claim, but it still makes sense to me because I have experienced, very strong emotional connections to the God of the Christian faith. So
Yeah, so those religious ceremonies, those services are designed to evoke those kinds of emotions.
could you go into more detail about how they are designed?
There's usually something in the sermon that is designed to prompt some kind of feeling, whether that is loyalty to a group or the religion, or thankfulness for someone's sacrifice, or forgiveness of someone who's wronged you. There's all kinds of things that those sermons are designed to provoke. And the other thing is there are some religions that even set up the music in a way that it's very hypnotic almost. That's also designed to provoke an emotional response in people who are attending that service. And in fact, if you ever watch, there's a televangelist out there named Benny Hinn. He has almost perfected this art of creating this almost sing-song, very hypnotic musical experience. And this goes on for the better part of an hour before he even comes out and does this. This is the stuff you don't see on TV, but if people that are attending his live events, this is going on for a long time before he even comes out. So people are in a very suggestive state before Benny Hinn even gets out on stage. This happens a lot in churches. They'll go, they'll have the music presentation that's supposed to last a certain number of minutes, but it goes long. And it goes long because somebody says, this is such a wonderful experience, let's just keep going.
Right, they'll say it's the Holy Spirit
right.
or something.
I don't want to give the impression that everybody's like a televangelist, that they're manipulating people like that, because often it's not. It's just somebody says, oh, hey, this feels so good, let's just keep going for a while. So, these services are designed to do this.
Also, I want to add that religious leaders like to take credit. Like I was talking with the last caller, you may have heard, he was saying that God answers prayer, and Christians have a tendency to unreasonably give God credit when something good happens and they happen to have prayed for it. I think that this feeling of feeling good and being happy and enjoying the experience of being among a whole bunch of other people is another one of those things that religion tends to take credit for. And I'm not saying that being in church can't be that kind of enjoyable, uplifting experience, but I'm saying that religious leaders can short shrift the totality of human experience when they say, oh, this can only happen when you're in church. There are a lot of wonderful experiences in life. There are ways to gather with other people that don't involve church. And I would say that experiencing great art and music and literature and architecture are also things that can be amazing and awe-inspiring. I personally still get chills when I see the end of The Matrix, where Neo is like, I'm gonna, I see everything now. And it's like, I don't believe that The Matrix is real, but just experiencing the end of a story that's been well written and has, has great character arcs and somebody has struggled, that's beautiful and uplifting. And listening to music, like whether it's classical music or a really awesome rock ballad, can be a wonderful experience. And enjoying a delicious meal with a bunch of close friends can be things that make you feel really good about being alive. And all those things are other things besides religion that can inspire wonderful feelings.
That makes perfect sense. Thank you. I'm really glad I called in, because now I'm like, okay, this is good.
Well, that's good. We really appreciate you calling.
Yeah, thank you.
Great.
One more point, I just remembered, this is slightly random, but it's relevant. I swear. One of the things that brought me back to disbelief recently was remembering that when I went to a big Catholic youth conference, and I was agnostic about where I was at when I called in. Now I would probably consider myself being atheist, but I need to think about it a bit more. Mm-hmm. But I was looking at things through a totally different lens after watching the Atheist Experience, and I kept noticing that every single speaker said, I could not have done this without God. Without God, I am nothing. Without God, we are nothing. And I kept thinking, what about all my atheist friends? What about all my Buddhist friends? What about all my, Muslim, pagan, whatever friends, that don't worship the same God that they do? Does that mean that they are nothing? No. That can't be it. I don't like that. I don't want to believe in that. So I just thought that you might find that interesting, that was what made me think, no, this isn't, the Catholicism wasn't what I wanted to be in, but I'm still going to look at other cultures.
Yeah, I mean, religion does inspire a certain amount of helplessness in its adherence, and it depends on that. Because if you acknowledge your humanity and you step up and say, I can solve these problems, these are human problems, I can solve human problems with the help of other humans, then what do you need religion for?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Wait, I just have a quick question. Okay, is this Tracy?
No, this is Jen.
Okay, because I saw Tracy at Gateway to Reason, an atheist conference, and I was having a panic attack, and she actually helped me calm down.
Okay.
Aww.
Yeah, she was so sweet to me, and she was just really good for me to talk to.
That's very nice. I was there too, and I think I remember her mentioning you. I think that incident made an impact on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really connected with her, and I actually Facebook messaged her the other day and told her how I was doing, because I just, connected with her so well. And, yeah, and that just made me think, not even atheists, because, but you know what I mean. Anyone can bring about comfort and these emotional responses, and I hadn't really thought of it that way.
Well, and you're right. I mean, that was a human connection. Mm-hmm. That wasn't about, a spiritual experience or, some mythical being, helping you out. That was just a human connection that you needed right then.
Right, and looking back on when I was religious, every time I had a deep connection with God, there were people involved, whether if it was from music I was listening to, or if it was from the words that people gave me, or if it was from scripture verses that people told me to look through. It was people, and even the Bible was written by people. Even if I were to believe that God inspired every single word, I would still have to concede that it was written by people.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well,
Eric?
thank you so much.
Thank you for
I'm
calling.
going to let
I'll-
you continue on with the show.
Okay.
I'll
Alright.
make sure to mention this to Tracy and let her know that that meant so much to you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
We're gonna go to Dan in Houston next. And have you got any other?
Well, just the comment, you were talking about if somebody asks you to suspend disbelief and accept a claim. The other big red flag is when they tell you that something terrible is going to happen to you if you don't uncritically accept this claim. So, religions tend to say, oh, the bad thing that's going to happen to you is you're going to hell, or your life is going to suck, or all kinds of things
Right.
bad are going to, yeah. And so if somebody's basically telling you have to believe, or, because you've got a gun to your head, that's a big red flag. In addition to the suspend disbelief and accept my claim uncritically because it's God.